Welcome tonight to this awesome webinar. We're going to talk about how to add wholesale bundles to your Amazon business. And with me is the absolute best person to talk about this topic, Kristin Ostrander from Mommy Income. How you doing, Kristin?
I am fabulous. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
It's awesome. The whole idea of wholesale bundles just opens up the door, opens up the possibilities for so much. And I know we've been like hanging out online and finally got to meet in person, I guess early 2020 at your your Confident Wholesale Builders workshop. And I just really am excited to talk about this topic. And, we worked together before putting together our resellers guide to Black Friday, and now we're getting a chance to work together here with this. I'm really excited that you're here.
I am really excited to be here. So thanks so much for having me. And I'm really excited to get into this.
Yes. And so I want to make sure everyone knows that, be sure to stick around to the end. We got something amazing to walk you through at the end. And it's going to be something that will really help your Amazon business take it to the next level. So I'm going to jump off screen, let Kristin take over from here. And I'll be back in a little bit to have some fun with some Q&A and have a good time with that. Or actually, I'll see you in a little while.
Awesome. Alrighty, I want to make sure that everyone can see my screen. So please type in a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. I want to make sure that you can see me, you can hear me, everything is all good. Okay, I see some 1s in the chat. We are ready to rock and roll. All right, so this is eliminating your competition on Amazon with wholesale bundling. So what I first want you to do, this is interactive, so make sure that you're doing everything that you can to interact. This is not just me preaching at you and you're kind of sort of listening and sort of watching Netflix and sort of watching, whatever game's on or something. I really want you to be engaged and focused because this is super hot fire you're gonna get here. So just pay attention because there's also a pop quiz at the end where we're doing a major giveaway. So you want to make sure that you're part of the giveaway. And so you need to be paying attention. So this is the interactive part. I want you to imagine what the world would be like. What would your world, your life be like if you were generating 7 figures while working a few days a week from anywhere in the world? Just imagine that. Imagine that for just a moment. In the meantime, hello, hi, I'm Kristin Ostrander. I am the wholesale bundle queen. I have been wholesale bundling for quite a long time. And here's some fun facts about me. I am the host of the Amazon Files podcast. I am a huge football fan. Woohoo, go Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs fan my whole life. I am a certified black belt in martial arts. Yeah, I could really kick your butt if I wanted to. Probably not really. It's been a really long time since I got my certification, but it's still a fun fact about me. 18 years of online selling experience. 18 years, almost 2 decades. That's like OG, right? In 5 years, I've generated over $5 million in wholesale bundle revenue alone. My superpower is helping thousands of people just like you start and grow legitimate, sustainable businesses on Amazon. Now, here's a little bit about my wholesale journey, or my e-commerce journey. Actually started in 2003 with eBay. That's the OG old school way back in the day. I didn't want to be ships passing in the night with my husband and I, so I had to figure out a way to earn income from home, started selling on eBay, got really addicted to that, and added Amazon in 2008 with used books. 2008 was a long time ago, and I discovered retail arbitrage in 2009. Any of you guys do retail arbitrage? Anyone? Type a 1 in the chat if you do retail arbitrage. I would love to know that you, oh, okay, good. Lots of you. Okay. Began wholesaling in 2014. Tried private label in 2015. We'll get to that in a little while. And I started creating bundles in 2014 as well. Registered my trademark and brand registry in 2016. And again, sold over $5 million in the past 5 years of wholesale bundles. So grab a pen. This is interactive, right? Okay, I've got my pen. Y'all know that if you don't know me, I am like a sticky note addict. Grab a pen and write this answer. This is interactive. There's going to be a pop quiz later, but I really want you to think. So this is a time we're just going to settle in for a minute, take a deep breath, and I want you to answer this question and actually write it down somewhere. You're going to need it later. What would change in your life if you had more time, more money, or both? I want you to actually write it down. What would change in your life if you had more time or more money, or dare I say both? Write it down. I'm going to write mine down too. So I'm going to give you a little 30-second break. Here's awkward pause to write down what you think you would change in your life if you had more time, more money. Maybe it's one word, maybe it's a phrase, maybe it's something on your bucket list. Write it down right now. I'm going to do it too. Got it? Say got it or something in the chat if you got it. Okay, great. Lots of you. Oh, good, good. Oh, you don't have to share it. Okay. Okay, good. So what you won't see here today, you're not going to see flashy Ferraris and fancy houses. How many of you have seen presentation after presentation where they're showing you Lambos and Ferraris and all these different things, and everybody lives in some sort of gigantic mansion beach house over in Malibu or something like that? Not going to see that here. I actually drive a minivan and I love my minivan. So no, seriously though, you're not going to see any of that. Or fake unrealistic numbers. That's not what you're getting today. What you're going to get today is real results from real people that are doing the same thing that I'm doing. They're doing wholesale bundles and they're doing really well. This is Michelle Butler. Michelle has been selling on Amazon since 2015. She attended the wholesale bundles workshop in 2017, quit her high-paying corporate, stressful, crazy job in March of 2018 to sell on Amazon full-time. But what is the reason? Because that's why we're here, right? It's the reason that we're here. The reason we're here is to spend more time with our families. Maybe you want to spend less time working. Maybe you need a little bit more cash. Michelle's why was to spend more time with her husband and her son, who they worked so hard to adopt. And by the way, all of these success stories that you see on here, you can listen to the full-length version of their success stories or their stories in general on the Amazon Files podcast. So make sure that you go check that out there. Real results from real people, guys. This is Al. Al started selling online in 1998. Oh, I'm sorry. He is really the OG. I forgot. Al is like a rock star. He started doing eBay 1998, started selling on Amazon, starting building bundles in 2017. Consistent 7-figure sales exclusively with bundles. My favorite quote from Al: it doesn't matter how much we like the product. If it's not bundleable, if we can't bundle it, yeah, bundleable. Yeah, I said that. I created that word, by the way, bundleable. I don't even know if that's a word. I use it a lot because I bundle a lot, so it's just a thing. They walk away from it. They don't even sell any products that cannot be bundled. But why? Because he can have full control over his family and his financial future. He can hear his full story on the Amazon Files podcast as well. Meet Michelle number 2. I call it Eminem, Michelle Maple and Michelle Butler. We have lots of Michelles in the Facebook group and as clients. Starting selling on Amazon in 2018. She took the workshop. She literally jumped all in. She's currently employing a team of 4 people. She has quadrupled her sales in a year. And I got to tell you, Michelle is killing it. This is kind of modest, but she's quadrupled her sales in over a year while homeschooling. And I'm talking about 6 figures upon 6 figures. Why though? Because she wants to build a business big enough to employ people with special needs. That's a really good reason to build a long-term sustainable business, isn't it? What's your reason? Why are you here? Think about that while we continue to go to the story. Think about why you're here, why you showed up today. Maybe what's your why? Meet Eric. Eric started selling in 2017. He attended a wholesale bundles workshop in 2018, and he came back a year later with his wife to take the workshop again so they could work together. Why? Because he wanted to travel the world and never work for the man again. And guess what? He declared his independence from his corporate job on 7/20/2020. Yes, in 2020, when the whole world shut down and was uncertain. He declared his independence from his corporate job, and he has freedom because of Amazon, because of his Amazon business. And this is me, and this is my reality. This is my life. This is my family. This is us in Puerto Rico. This is the top picture over there is literally from my 40th birthday, where I had everybody I love just hanging out with me there. It was such a beautiful day. Our second honeymoon, 50-yard line seats, really close to the football action, just this past January at the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead. And of course, my $1 million snapshot over there of our business. And this is me with my book release. I wrote a book in 2019, Dream Big, Step Small. I really, truly do. No fancy Ferraris, but I do have a truly blessed life, and I'm very grateful. And I have Amazon and my own grid, I guess, to thank for that. But it was not always this way. It was not always this glamorous. It was not always this way. In 2010, my husband got injured from work. He was denied workers' compensation, and with almost zero income. I had a small little Amazon business I had just started. I was selling some eBay. I also had a 1-week-old baby. And when he came home injured, it took a turn for the worse, and we lost our home to foreclosure in 2012. My Amazon business at that time was not enough to support a family of 5. And with my husband not working, it was a complete heartbreaking disaster. But just when you think it couldn't get worse, there's more. It got worse, really worse. As we were starting over, as we were trying to pick up the pieces from our shattered life of foreclosure and injury and wondering where the next meal was going to come from, I had a partner come and say, hey, I'll invest in the business. I can help you out. I can give you a leg up. And the shady partner embezzled all our restart money. We had to start over again in 2014 with $1,100 from 6 figures. Ouch. It's awful. It's bumps in the road. It's obstacles. Do you have any of those? Anybody? Setbacks, snafus? Kind of looks like this, doesn't it? We'd like to see it to be a straight line. Oh, wow, you started Amazon and all of a sudden you just straight lined into your 7 figures. Nope. Foreclosure to 7 figures. Yes, there's a squiggly line in between there, but this is to offer you hope. Because I don't know where you are right now. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what brought you here. But this is to show you that this is possible. It's possible. It's real. There is hope. But it's not for everyone. I got to tell you that if I can do this, anyone can do this. Because there's some things I didn't share with you yet. Some things that you need to know. We need to be honest, right? I'm honest. Some things I didn't show you. I didn't tell you this. I've never been to a job interview. I could probably list on one hand, actually, I kind of list the jobs that I had before I started selling on eBay and eventually opening an Amazon business and where I am today. Never been to a job interview. I dropped out of college my first year and a half. They told me that I couldn't come back because I wouldn't declare a major. And I couldn't declare a major because I didn't know what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I didn't know. I was confused. So I took some time off. I had no prior business experience before doing this, none at all. I started as a stay-at-home mom with $100 and a stack full of used books. If I can do it, you can do it. But is it right for you? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So is this right for you? Because here's the disclaimer. You must have the desire to take control of your financial future. Is that what you want? You must be someone that will take action and learn new skills, even if it's hard. Is that you? You have to be ready to grow a highly profitable business the right way. There's a fast way, there's an easy way. There's not really an easy way. There's a fast way, there's a backdoor way, there's a shady way, and there's the right way. Are you willing to do it the right way, even if it takes longer? You must be willing to invest in yourself. Building a business takes tools. You're going to need to invest in yourself and in your business if you want it to grow. You must be willing to put the work in and realize that if you get no results if you don't do the work. Are you going to do the work? Because this is not for everyone. Is it for you? It's not for everyone. This is not a set it and forget it business. There's no such thing. Let's clear the air about that right now. There is no such thing as a set it and forget it, put it on autopilot and just keep raking in the dough. If everybody could do that, everyone would be doing that. If you want to get rich quick, this is not for you. If you are looking to pay your rent this month, this is not the solution. You don't need a business, you need a job. If you want to grow a long-term sustainable e-commerce business with a proven method and framework like wholesale bundles, this is definitely for you. Okay? Is anybody thinking that's right for them? Awesome. Anyone interested in starting an Amazon business? Starting it. If you haven't started yet, if you're still sitting on the fence. This business model is for people with any budget. And I say that literally and not figuratively. It's any budget. It's not, well, if you have this or that. No, wholesale bundles can get started with most any budget. You gotta have some money, right? You have to be willing to invest, but it's not as scary as you think. You got a couple $100, you can buy wholesale. Are you tired of retail arbitrage? Are you tired of low margins and high competition? Oh, we'll get into that for sure. This is for people who don't want to create private label. Anybody tried to create a private label product and failed miserably? I did several years ago. That was me. Anyone who's failed at a private label product or private label sellers looking to diversify, that's always a fun word, right? Diversify. What even does that mean? It just means getting money from different places and not banking on one income stream to pay the bills. But desiring a legitimate, proven, long-term sustainable success on Amazon. Yes, that's a mouthful, but that is the truth. Is anyone else saying that to you? They're saying, oh, you can make $15,000 next month if you do this, if you do that, and wait, there's more. Okay, yes, I'm mocking some commercials here, but long-term sustainability with proven results for years of people having proven results, not just mine, but others. Proven, long-term, legitimate sustainability. That sounds like a good plan for me. Are you ready? You guys ready to learn the strategy that generates over $1 million per year on Amazon? If you're ready, say yes, type a 1, give me some love, give me something, okay? Awesome. They're still listening. Here's what I used to do, and I hope y'all can somewhat relate to this. Okay, so we're gonna start here. Retail arbitrage, thrifting and online arbitrage. This is what I used to do, and this is something I absolutely loved. This is the dream, right? Cartloads full of profitable individual products every week from like Target, Walmart, discount stores, Big Lots, Ollie's, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Walgreens, all of the stores that you can think of that you love. The dream is that just rolling, y'all, I've seen Steven roll out with some carts. So this is real. It's not just a dream. People do this, but some of the reality is running from store to store to store to gather inventory is not necessarily as scalable as we'd like it to be, right? We dug ourselves into a hole. We love retail arbitrage. We were making money hand over fist. The problem was, as we started to grow and scale to a certain level, it took 2 of us nearly 40 hours a week, plus processing, shipping, and sticker peeling and all that kind of stuff. More, it was almost 60 to 80 hours a week besides the shopping and the prepping to be able to sustain 2 household incomes, and that wasn't going to work for a long period of time. So plus 500 other of your scanner friends are buying the same products and prices are tanking, leaving no profit left to collect. Anybody had a price tank thing going on? I bet probably today or this week, if you do retail arbitrage, you had somebody tank your price. You have to physically shop for your inventory. Now, remember, I've done retail arbitrage too, so I'm not being the mean mama here. I'm just giving you a little tough love. Every other retail establishment in the entire universe buys products wholesale. You do not see the managers and the buyers of Target running over to Walmart to buy their inventory to stock their shelves. There's a reason for that, because that's not sustainable. Because if you want to build a business that people are coming to you on a regular basis buying products, you need to have more inventory in quantities that's reliable and sustainable, okay? No freedom. I can order inventory from my computer from anywhere that there's Wi-Fi. I can even do it from my phone. But if I have to go stock my shelves every single day at a store locally and nearby, that doesn't give me freedom and flexibility in the life that I want. You have to work. You're building yourself a new job. You might enjoy this new job a little bit better than your old job, but it's still a job. It's not quite a sustainable business. So let's just check this out for a minute. So everybody knows Trader Joe's, right? Trader Joe's, give me a little heart, give you love, say hi, whatever, if you've got something from Trader Joe's. So this is Trader Joe's cookie butter, and everybody loves this stuff, right? Like literally, I could probably eat this by the spoonful. Don't need to, but I love it. Okay, it's cookie butter. Okay, it's selling on Amazon $10.73. But let's look at this as retail arbitrage. $10.73. The buy cost for this is $3.99. You make about 75-cent profit, and this moves pretty quickly. It's a pretty good selling product. But if we go back here, you'll probably see how many offers. 23 offers. So 23 of your friends are selling this very same thing, and that's just today. Tomorrow, people might restock, and you might have 53 people selling this. But if you look at that, that's 75% ROI. And some of you are thinking, hey, I'll make 75 cents and, I'll sell, 4 or 5 of these in a day maybe, and, make some good money. But what happens if one of these 23 people that come on here decide that they need to make a little bit less profit because they have to move these, maybe something's expiring or whatever the reason people tank that price, all of a sudden they drop it by 50 cents. Now your profit is a quarter if you want to compete, and pretty soon you're going to be in the negative. So now what? If retail arbitrage is not as profitable as we want it to be, now what? Let's try wholesale. Excuse me. All right, wholesale, the dream, access to an unlimited supply of individual products with amazing price margins, right? This is the dream. This is a dream. I'm going to tell you a story about my first wholesale experience in a minute. But the dream is really that millions of products to choose from. I'm going to open wholesale. I'm going to go to trade shows. I'm going to get all these catalogs. I'm going to just continually sell a whole bunch of products. It's going to be fast. It's going to be easy. I'm going to have this 4-hour work week lifestyle at the beach. It's going to be the greatest. Wah, wah, wah. The unexpected slim margins are what kills you. So my first wholesale experience when I opened the catalog and I thought I was going to be at like 50% off of like the Target price, right? You're going to go to Target and you're buying this thing for $20. You're thinking, oh my gosh, wholesale's got to be $10, right? More like $16.50. I'm like, how are they making money? So competing with vendors and manufacturers is part of the reality of straight up wholesale. Direct competition with Amazon. Hello, Mr. Deep Pockets. And the deepest pockets get the best discounts on inventory. And unfortunately, my pockets are not as deep as Amazon's. No one on the planet is. So how do you compete with that? Have you ever looked at a product on Amazon and knew that they were losing money? Have you ever done that? It's terrible. Okay, here's an example. This is my first the wholesale experience right here. Years ago, we bought some Shopkins. Shopkins were flying off the shelf. They were like the best things since sliced bread. Every kid had to have like these Shopkins, and they were highly collectible. I probably still have like 500 of them floating around. And by the way, they're as bad to step on as Legos. Not even joking. They're terrible. So you're buying these, right? $6.99. That's not really a high price. So I'm thinking, okay, these are probably going to be $2 or $3 on wholesale. Unfortunately, the cost of goods here for this little thing that Amazon is selling at $6.99 is $4.50 wholesale. And that is with the best discounts we can give you, So at this price, in this profit, you're losing $1.92 per sale. Unbelievable. My wholesale bubble was completely burst when that happened. So now what? Retail arbitrage, giving us headaches. Wholesale, giving us headaches and hardly any profit, negative profit. So let's try private label. Okay, right? This is heard of as like the top of the FBA food chain, right? This is like the holy grail of everything. You have like arrived if you have your own private label product, or so they say. The dream is creating a product with no competition. And this is this is our pay dirt, right? This is like when the ship comes in and like, we're going to make our big break, right? They say it's simple. Do some research, buy on Alibaba, ship to Amazon, use some PPC, make millions, no competition. You own your own brand. Ta-da. Here's the real reality, the real research. Huge investment of money upfront. Even if it's not huge upfront, the time required to build, manufacture, import, launch, and market a product, the average private label takes 12 months to bring to the market. Let's not even go there with COVID. Let's not go there with seaports being shut down and shipping and supply chains and factories being closed, okay? But with minimum order quantity, sea freight, everything else, most private label products cost about $15,000 to bring to the marketplace. Got a question for you. Can you tie up $15,000 for a year before you start making any money back? Some of you probably could, but can you? Would you want to? No, a lot of you guys wouldn't. Can you type something in chat like a 1 or a high 5 or a me if any of this sounds familiar? Have you gone through any of these similar things? Because I've done all of these and I'm still like, well, now what, right? Now what? The biggest problem with all of these things, with single unit wholesale items, with retail arbitrage, all these things, is competition is high on single unit items no matter where you source them, with small or non-existing margins. Hello, negative $1.92 on Shopkins, the most popular thing in the world at the time. So how can we solve this problem? Let's solve the problem. I am a problem solver at heart, right? I just love a good problem to solve, except for like those math story problems that they give you in like elementary school, where like the train leaves the depot at this time and goes over here. I'm like, I don't know. Does the train, I don't care when the train is arriving. I want to know whether or not it's got tacos on it. That's my answer to every story problem. Okay, so how can we solve these? Wholesale bundles was the solution, is the solution after all of these things. So what are bundles? For you guys who don't know what a bundle is, or you're vaguely familiar, it's a highly complementary product purchased from wholesale suppliers, sold together in a way that provides value to the buyer while meeting a need or solving a problem. Don't miss that part. Meeting a need or solving a problem. This means that you don't put a cereal box with a keychain just to keep people off your listing. That is not a bundle. That's against the rules. That's trash. Okay. Wholesale bundles. You buy highly complementary products from wholesale catalogs, from distributors, maybe from Alibaba. You bundle products together in a kit or a pack or a set, and you create custom packaging, or you add your private label product to it so that you're creating your own brand here. And when I say creating your own brand packaging, we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's not as crazy and complicated as it sounds. Here's a perfect example of a bundle. So my daughter years ago, a couple of years ago at Christmas, she was like, I want a ukulele for Christmas. And I'm like, okay, great. Your brother plays guitar. I know nothing about ukuleles. So when I go to buy this ukulele, I'm like, oh, here's one from Amazon, right? Because that's the first place everybody turns to buy stuff, right? I don't know anywhere locally that sells ukuleles except for like Guitar Center, and that's like an hour away. So I turned to Amazon like every other human on the planet, and I want to buy a ukulele. And I see this coming up right away. It's got a case, it's got a tuner and picks and all of the things. And I didn't even shop around. I saw this, I saw all the stuff. It's got great reviews and it's got all these options to buy. Guess what? Buy it now. I didn't even look at another one. This was just a perfect fit. This is a perfect example of highly complementary items that solve a problem. The problem was I didn't know how to buy a ukulele. Someone asked for one as a gift. I found this cute set and bam, I was a customer. Here's another one. This comes from this Christmas. This is a Nintendo Switch case and accessories and everything else. And my youngest one got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, and she wanted some accessories with her Christmas money. And so here is this. She wanted some knob covers and the case, and some of these all extra things, places to put the games, and her little amiibo cards for Animal Crossing fans. Anyone? And so I took to the Amazon and I found this, and it's a perfect bundle. It solves a problem. I didn't have to shop around. Everything comes all in one package, a bundle. It's perfect. And here's another one. Mother's Day had just passed, but this is a perfect Mother's Day gift basket that comes in this handbag. And this is someone's private label brand. But what did they do? Instead of selling all these things separately, they decided to put all of their private label brand into one beautiful gift set, put it in a bag, make it feel a luxurious. It's a gift set for women. It's got all these fun things, a wonderful bundle. Remember the wholesale example with the negative profit, the Shopkins? Remember this? Negative $1.92. I will never forget that. It was such a shock to me to see that their wholesale cost was $4.50. That's why I always use this example. Here is the Shopkins as a bundle, though. Because what happens if you cannot make profit with just a single unit item? You can look at the catalog and see what other things that they have highly complementary. What would go along with tiny little 1-inch toys that hurt when you step on them? How about a carrying case? So you look at this carrying case, and now this $6.99 product added to a carrying case is now 20 bucks. So let's look at that for a minute. $20. The cost of goods here still honestly really high for wholesale, I must say. It's about average. It's about 30% off or so of regular price, maybe 40%. But here we turned a negative $1.92 into a $4 profit. Nothing to write home about, but you get the point, right? You bundle it, you pay one fee, you put it all in one package, you're not selling it all, and you're making money with no price tanking. So this is just your average bundle. I'll show you some tricks a little later, so hang in there. So how can you eliminate competition on bundles? Bundles have all the benefits of private label products without the risk, without the cost and the time. This means that you can start wholesaling with less money and see results faster. You can actually create retail arbitrage bundles. I don't necessarily recommend that, and there's reasons for that, but you can. I call them test bundles. If you're willing to kind of break even, you can see if you can see something go. So bundles have all the benefits without the risk. You can receive and list products in bundles in 2 weeks or less. Sometimes during these COVID times, manufacturers are taking a little longer to get your stuff. I mean, anybody experience lag in Amazon checking your stuff in? So your results may vary on the 2 weeks. That's not out of your own control, but you can process, order, and do all those things from wholesale distributors right now today. You can own 100% of the buy box every time with no competition. And when I say every time, it's not an exaggeration. 100% of the listings in my Amazon store are owned by me and nobody else. No hijacking, no one jumping on my bundles, no one jumping on my listings. Prevent price taking and hijackers with your value add item and your custom packaging. Here's custom packaging. I got this in 7 days to my front door for less than $1 with my label on it. Custom packaging does not have to be hard. And listing products protection with branding your poly bags, things like that. So, and organic, non-PPC supported listings with good quality research. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars in PPC. I do not put PPC on hardly any of my listings. If they are struggling after 30 days, then I do that. Organic search results, no PPC. Ask some of the people with the real results, they'll tell you. So how do you put a profitable bundle together? I thought you'd never ask. I'm just going to sit here for a minute. I'm going to see. Oh, PPC, someone's asking. PPC is pay per click. So you do not have to advertise these bundles. You don't have to give them away for free a ton of times in order for people to buy them. So I'm just going to sit here for a second. Do you want to know how to put a profitable bundle together? If anybody wants to know, I'm just going to sit here and wait and see if you guys actually want to know. I'm going to see if you guys still live in the chat or if you're like off watching, something else on like Netflix or whatever. Okay, I think some people want to know. All right, cool. Enough people want to know, I'll show you. How do you put a bundle together? Shift your mindset first. I thought you thought I was going to jump right into the how-to, right? I am. This is the how-to. Ready? Shift your mindset. How many of you are retail arbitragers who have gone out with your phone to scan something? When you scan that item, is the customer the first thing you think about ever? Be honest. What do you think about? What's the first thing you look at when you scan a barcode? Profit. You're not thinking about the customer. You're thinking about, can I make money on this widget or not, right? Think of the customer first and the data second. This is how you start bundling. You have to shift your mindset from how much money and profit am I going to make on this item and how fast is it going to sell and what's the best-selling rank and how many people are offering it to what does the customer want and need? Okay. Who, what, when, where, why, and how of your bundle is super important. You need to know who's going to buy it, where they're going to use it, how they're going to use it. Is it a gift? Is it for personal use? Is this an everyday item? Is this a luxury item? How are you going to use it in the kitchen? Is it for outdoors? Is it for indoors? Is it on the body? Is it in the body? All of these who, what, when, where, why, and how will help you understand what your customers actually need within the bundle. What do they need? What is the product? What is the problem they're trying to solve or the need they're trying to meet? Okay, so thinking about that, that is the very first thing you need to do to start putting a bundle together. Start thinking about the customer. And research is the key. Research. So right now, if you're wholesale, if you're a bundler, or if you're, I'm sorry, let me just slow down for a second. Take a drink of my coffee. I know I talk a million miles a minute. I can't help myself. I get really excited about this stuff. I just can't help. All right. Research is key. Okay, so you're doing research right now. If you're doing retail arbitrage, your research usually consists of scanning a barcode and making a decision based on your parameters of how and what, when, why you have to sell. Research is key. I love research, but there has to be a beginning and an end to research because you're not always searching or else you're researching, right? All right, I know. It's like the equivalent of a dad joke. I'm not a dad, I'm a mom, but still, Having a step-by-step process is super important. This is my framework. I will show it to you again in a minute. It's a step-by-step guided framework that has consistent research steps. So if you can move from one thing to another, that is a key research process. How many of you have 14 tabs open at any given time, 5 Amazon tabs, 2 Keepa tabs, this tab, that tab, everybody keeping tabs on everybody, right? And you're all over the place and you're on this rabbit trail and that rabbit trail and this rabbit trail, and pretty soon you have no product and you've done a whole lot of searching, but not a whole lot of buying. Repeatable steps are key when it comes to research. Repeatable step-by-step processes. This is the wholesale bundle framework. You find a niche or a category first. You find vendors. You get a catalog, one catalog, not 14,000 catalogs, because you can't sell all that stuff. How do I know? Because I can't sell all that stuff. Because I have probably 1,000 is probably an exaggeration, but I literally have a catalog addiction and I have a lot of catalogs around here, but how many do I actually buy from? Probably about 5. That's the thing. You have to be able to narrow something down, finding a niche. And there's a process for finding a niche or a niche or however you want to call it, wherever you're from, it's always different. So a step-by-step process is part of the wholesale bundle framework. You need to know what step you're on and how you can move to the next one. Here is a fun fact for you. I love fun facts. I love facts of all kinds. And this is a fun fact for you. There are over 5 million Amazon sellers worldwide right now today. 5 million. That's a lot of sellers. That's a lot of sellers. And you can look at 49% of them are in the US and 7% in China, and the rest are all other places, other countries, different sporadic. 5 million. So how on earth are you going to compete with 5 million other sellers, which probably a good 10% of them have like billions of dollars? Hello, Nike. Hello, big companies that have a lot of money that are now joining Amazon or have been there. Under Armour, all these restricted brands because they can do that to us, right? 5 million other sellers. How are you going to compete? So how do bundles eliminate your competition? I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked that. How do bundles eliminate your competition? You add a unique item that is hard or impossible for other people to access by mixing your vendors, getting exclusives with vendors, which actually have none. I don't have any really exclusive, well, maybe one company. I have to think for a minute. I have a couple companies I work with, but I'm not sure that they're completely exclusive, but some products are. And private label or customize an item. So this is custom, right? Nobody else has the Mommy Income brand. This is my brand. This is my bag. This is enough to keep off competition. Why? Because the item has to be exact. And if it's in my packaging, it's not exact, so they can't copy it. If you have a private label product or an idea for a private label product, you put that within your bundle. So let's look at that. And custom packaging. Sorry, I forgot to press that button. So I found a bundle idea. Yay, now what? You set yourself apart from the competition by adding custom branded packaging or your private label item here. So on my left side, you have the hangry kit, right? This hangry kit is a snack box, and they have like dominated the market in the snack box, right? But what is custom about their snack box is they call it the hangry kit. They branded it, they have a trademark, and they put multiple different kinds of snacks in there. So even if you had the same exact snacks and wanted to jump on their bundle, you could not, because you do not have the hangry kit box brand. So that keeps off all of the competition. Second one here is your typical bar set. It's a drink making mixer set. What they've done here in order to competition proof their bundle is they've added unique recipe cards that they have printed up themselves or had manufactured from somewhere that are unique. And so therefore the competition could see this very thing, and they could see it in the same catalog you saw it in. But the difference is they can't sell it on your because you've added value by adding drink recipes to it. Same thing goes for the tea set. They put it in it. Now this one isn't my favorite because I feel like, what does this bag really have to do with these like snacks here? And I think it's like herbal tea or something. I don't know what those are, but yeah, they look like they're snack bags. So that's a little snack bag, and I'm not sure everyone would keep all their granola bars in a snack bag, but you get the idea. Keep calm, snack on. They had that printed. They put it on Amazon. No competition. So why wholesale bundle? Why are wholesale bundles better than the rest? Why? This is why. This is my proof. In 2014, remember that year that in the beginning of the year, we had to start over with all of those embezzlements that we had, and we had to basically start over. We ended up with $350,000 a year in sales that year, even though we started with $1,100. Because we started to add wholesale and wholesale bundling in there. And as you can see, the years have gone by, and there's been significant growth going up and up and up due to wholesale bundling and due to adding a prep center, which gives me my freedom. I don't have a prep center, for those of you who don't know, is where you send all of your items to a facility who preps it for you, puts it in poly bags, stickers it, gives it to Amazon. So I don't have to send in and receive inventory from my home anymore, which got very uncomfortable when we had to sleep with cardboard. Awkward. Bundles are better because they eliminate direct competition. Even that alone is enough to say yes to bundles, but you do not need to invent or reinvent a product. You get to own the buy box. When you don't reinvent a product, that means you open a wholesale catalog, you look at the good products, you see about what they're selling for and see, okay, these do pretty well. You do some research as part of the steps, and you realize this sells well already. What sells well with it? What would the customer want along with this product? This is like, okay, if you're selling a picture or a picture frame, what do people need with picture frames? Well, they're pictures, of course, but what else? Nails or screws, or little anchors to put in the wall, or maybe even those command strips, whatever it is, something to hang the picture on the wall, right? That's a bundle. It doesn't have to be rocket science. It just has to be convenient and complementary for the customer. Remember, the customer is always the answer. So if I ask you a question and you say the customer, you're probably going to be right, just so you know. You can start bundling for $300 or less, dare I say $100 or less. You can go to the store now, find a bundle you think works, take some pictures or do some Photoshop amazement and build a bundle right now. You do not have to spend thousands of dollars. You do not have to have really deep pockets. You can start wholesale bundling for $300 or less. And I think that anybody who's in business, you should be able to afford it. I think the average kit you buy, even for like Mary Kay or like Pampered Chef and things like that, there are legitimate businesses. There's usually a starter kit, right? $300 is not that big of a deal to start a long-term sustainable business. You don't have to import as well. You can, and I do, but I didn't start importing. I started buying from stateside companies that could ship stuff to me within a week. You don't have to buy large quantities. Yay! Some of these wholesalers have zero minimum order. You pay freight, but you don't have to buy 5,000. You could literally buy one. If you're a legitimate business to prove you have a reseller's license or a sales tax ID or whatever it's called in your state, you can buy from wholesalers, and some of them have zero minimum orders. Protection against hijackers. You can keep people off your listings and no competition. They don't get to jump on because you're going to do it the right way. Wholesale bundles saved my business. And it's for you, and it's for me, and it's for Steven, and it's for everyone. If they want to eliminate competition and increase profit margins, anybody, I could stop right there. Anybody want to eliminate some of the competition and the price tanking going on in their store right now? Anyone? If you're feeling that, like, give me a thumbs up or something. I got this from my friend, Melissa. She does these on Zooms, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I made my own. I got my thumbs up. It could be a thumbs down, or it could be a heart. So whatever. I'm cheesy. You make fun of me. Okay. Do you want to increase your profit margins? I do. Who says no to that? No, I just rather have slim margins. Thank you very much. No, we all want more profit margins. We're in business after all. Do you want to build a long-term sustainability? Now, some of you would say no to that. Some of you might think, nope, I really just kind of want to coast on where we are. Great. But if you want to reduce the time it takes to find profitable products to sell and sell them at higher margins with competition-proof listings, Wholesale Bundle System is your friend. So, ta-da! I'm going to actually introduce you to the Wholesale Bundle System. And what is the system? The system is a wholesale bundle framework I've been showing you for all this time. Yes, I keep this laminated framework on my desk because I follow the step-by-steps. And as I get overwhelmed, too many tabs open, forget what I'm doing, I go back to the framework and go, what step are you on? Because when we jump around, that's not consistent, repeatable steps. And then the waters get muddied and you don't come up with products, right? Product idea development. That is what you're going to see within the Wholesale Bundle System, a research process that will teach you to go step by step to find bundle ideas. Cultivate vendor relationships. Now, this is not the kind of vendor relationships where you have to like do hardcore negotiation and you only have to get exclusive. No, the vendor relationship is, hey, how are you? Great. What's on sale this month? How can I save more money? How can I get bigger discounts? Having a person to go to create benefit for your business. You want to have relationships because people and connection help to connect people in other ways, connect to you, and relationships are everything in business. I don't care if you're, working a 9-to-5, you're in software systems, you're in food service, wherever you are, relationships are everything. And that's very true in wholesale bundling as well. You can also create, it will also teach you, in module 3, we teach product listings. How do you build and create a listing? Photography, bundle image creation digitally, how to use a prep center, how to attend a trade show, how do you get your bundle approved? Another thing that's in here, custom packaging. How do you create custom packaging? What is a vector file? How do I know what to give them and what kind of packaging I'm going to need? All of it is covered. That's why it's a system and not just a course, because we want to hold your hand from A to Z to make sure that you understand what bundling is and how you execute it properly. This is the Wholesale Bundle Framework, and this is how it changed my business. I work now 1 to 2 days a week on my business. I do faster, easier research using the framework. I have hands-off inventory because I send all of it to a prep center. I get to work remotely. Now, I got to work remotely before it was cool. When I say before it was cool, it's like pre-quarantine COVID when the whole world went to work from home. I've been doing this forever. I almost said decades, but like, I guess it's not that many decades. Almost decades. 18 years is close enough. Building a team to manage day-to-day tasks. Yes, I do finally have a team. It's been a while, but I've been able to slowly hire a little bit of remote team members to help us do the things that we need to do behind the scenes. But that's what happens when you start increasing profits and making more money. You get to hire people and you get to do less. Isn't that nice? Here are just a few testimonials from people. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee, read what's on the screen. And don't forget that you better have your pen and paper ready because that pop quiz is coming up soon. I love the one from Jessie. She said she sold her first bundle 4 days after it hit the warehouse. Those are my favorite things. Here's a couple more. Just looking at it, located in Europe. Is anybody here from across the pond, from the UK or from another country besides the US? Anyone? Any Australian friends here? Awesome. Canada, yeah, Canada, Australia, UK, the French market. I even have some people in Japan trying this out. Bundles work universally and globally. They do. The processes are the same on globally. So if you're in the UK or you're in Canada and you're wondering how you're going to make this work, you do it just like regular bundles, regular business. You're just creating a listing and putting it out there. And there might be some slightly different rules, but I don't think the rules are different. I just think maybe the process is different of how you might list or ship. So imagine what the world would be like. What would your life, your world be like if you had more time, more money, or dare I say both? She said you could have more time and more money. Remember that? Who wrote it down and who's brave enough to share? Who's brave enough to share? I am. I'll share. Okay, so if I wrote it on my sticky note. What would change in my life if I had more time, more money, or both? I would move to the coast. I would move to the coast, at least for snowbirding. I love the water. Beach is my therapy, and I would love to literally walk out my back door onto sand and listen to waves at night. And that's on my to-do list. That's on my in a perfect world bucket list. Imagine what would change in your life if you had more time and more money, or both. The truth is that you don't have to imagine anymore. You can close the gap from what's on your note to where you are right now by taking action today. And the reason I know that is because it's my life. This is what happened. Remember this? Not so long ago, less than 10 years. They took away what was my forever house, the house that we were going to raise our family. It was nothing to write home about. It's not, it's not sexy, fancy, whatever else, but it was ours. It had our 4 bedrooms and a 2-car garage in a cute neighborhood with great schools and a pool, which I love. It had a wonderful fireplace and a fire pit in the backyard. All my family used to come over all the time. We got a big family, y'all. Like when we have things, it's like where there's one, there's 20. Like if you want our crew, you better have room for 20 because we come like as a package. So that was what was happening in this backyard. That was what was going on. That was my gap. Is that because of a tragedy, they took my forever house. But in that twists and turns of all that, $1 million business is possible. This is the roadmap to your first million, just like it was for me. Wholesale bundle system, consistent efforts, my support, because I'm here for you. That's my mission. That's my calling. That's my purpose. I'm here to support people. I love to tell your success stories because you work so hard to achieve them. And if you're willing to put the work in and be consistent and never give up. You guys, when we foreclosed on our house and we had to scramble to figure out where we were going to live, and hopefully it was not going to be the minivan. And we had to kind of scrape some things together and just really figure out what was next. I wanted to give up a lot. And then when we finally got back on our feet, and then a couple of years later, we got all this money embezzled from our business and had to start over, I wanted to give up. I sat down that day when I realized our account had been drained, and I cried the ugly cry. Y'all, you know what the ugly cry is? Like snot and mascara running down your whole face, like 2 Kleenex boxes is not enough, like the ugly cry. It was terrible and horrible. But you know what? I didn't give up. I decided that they weren't going to rob me of my future, and I was going to take control and take action. One step at a time is how I got to my first million. Remember, real results with real people. This is Catherine. Catherine has been working really, really hard. I've been working with her since April of last year, 2020, lost a job, had to live on unemployment, wasn't sure what she was going to do, and she had to make this Amazon thing work for her. So we worked together, and she has built 5 brand new bundles. She's launched them on November 9th. The initial 250 sold right away. She keeps selling them. She keeps growing. She keeps killing it. Real results with real people. More testimonials. Learned a lot, understanding staying at home 20 hours a week. Retail arbitrage is fun, but you can't scale it. Marta said that. These are things that you have to consider when you're thinking about your future. What is it that you want to see? Teacher Appreciation Day, that was one of my favorite ones, was from Sherry. And she said that she just thanks me from the bottom of her heart for spending so many hours online with her. I love to help people work through problems, solve problems, and achieve the success that they really deserve. So imagine what your life will be like if you could sit and order products in your PJs and have them shipped to your prep center, and they receive, prep, ship your products, and you never need to touch them. Imagine if you were generating 6 or 7 figures while working a few days from home from anywhere in the world. Real results from real people. I want you to be the next one. It's up to you if you want to be the next one. Giveaway time. Yeah. I want to see who's paying attention. Who is paying attention? Because we are going to give away a wholesale bundle system. Yep. Almost an $800 value today. You are going to get a free one if you are paying attention. So, how many Amazon sellers are there in the marketplace? Tracy wins. Tracy said 5 million first. She's the winner. Tracy, get with us after the show. How many sellers are on the Amazon marketplace? The answer was 5 million. Tracy was the first one to answer. She's listening. Was it Tracy Shelley? Okay, get with us after the show and you win a wholesale bundle system. Congratulations. That is a huge, huge prize. I can't wait. Maybe your success story is going to be the next one there. So try the wholesale bundle system. You get the framework, you get bundle idea development, you get to learn how to cultivate those vendor relationships, even over email for us shy, introverted friends. That's not me, but for shy and introverted people, you don't always have to pick up that phone, although it's recommended. You can still communicate with them and email. Hands-off inventory, product listings that sell, bundle image creation. There's no excuses left, y'all. We gave you all of the information from the window to the wall, right? So the wholesale bundle system, this is the total value. The wholesale bundle system is $497 normally, plus it comes with creating your brand for Amazon. It comes with creating custom packaging course for Amazon. And Stephen Smotherman, our wonderful, amazing host for this evening, is doing a Boost Your Bundles masterclass with special training for his bundlers. Total value, $788. And y'all are gonna get it for $397. You're welcome. I should just leave it there. Mic drop. You're welcome. $397 on the journey to your first $1 million. You get all of this stuff. Your coupon code is at the bottom. This is your full-time FBA deal. You can scan the QR code right now on your screen. You can type that in. You get to save the coupon code FBA 100. Make sure you use the coupon, because if not, you're not going to get the right price, right? Special super deal. This can be your success story. It's not rocket science. It takes time, takes practice, takes consistent effort. Are you ready? And this is my favorite thing to do at the end of every webinar, cheesy or not. Let's get ready to bundle. Like if you've never seen wrestling, that doesn't make anything to you, but thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for, I know you could be anywhere else at any other time listening to any other person. I don't take that for granted. Thank you for being here and listening to me. And Stephen for having me.
Thank you so much, Kristin. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. And I think if you want to keep that slide up while we're doing some Q&A and stuff in just a
Certainly.
second, man, this has been awesome. I mean, I am excited, just the possibilities that you are opening up, the doors you're opening up for so many people who are watching this, and just seeing, it's amazing. And I've been having fun hanging out in the chat with everybody, and there's so many people who are just saying thank you so much. How and yes, I'm very excited. Naaman is calling me out for being really excited, but this is an awesome deal. This is an opportunity for everybody to have the wholesale bundle system. I've been seeing a lot of questions coming in, and it's just awesome, kind of the things people are asking about, because they see the possibility too. And so like people are asking about, like, again, how can I make this unique? Like, well, hey, there's part of this wholesale bundle system bonus, creating custom packaging for your brand, a whole course about that will help get your bundles become unique. Creating a brand for your Amazon store course, things that will help take your bundles and differentiate it from everyone else selling on Amazon. And so this is a special deal. It's only for a very limited time. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of this and my bundles masterclass, the Boost Your Bundle masterclass. I'm going to talk through some ways that you can improve your bundles, increase your sales, get more people, get more clicks, get more buyers. I mean, it's going to be fun. I have had the honor of going through the wholesale bundle system course myself. Both my wife Rebecca and I have both been through the course. The teaching is awesome. There's no fluff in it. It is all content that is ready to walk you through each of the step. It builds on each video module builds on the last one, so that you are building up and getting momentum, so that by the time you're done with the course, man, you are going at full speed ahead. And so my Boost Your Bundle masterclass is just my take on things of suggestions on how to boost your sales of that masterclass. And not only have Rebecca and I been to or seen the wholesale bundle system course, we've also been to Kristin's in-person, the Confident Wholesale Bundlers workshop thing. But I think it's really cool that Kristin, the Queen of Bundles, created a super deal bundle for you right here, bundling the course with these bonuses, and I'm throwing in my own bonus. And then there's that coupon code FBA100 to save $100 off. So Kristin, before we jump into questions, is there anything else you wanted to say before I start asking you some of the questions that have been coming in?
No, I just wanted to, someone in the chat had said something about the link is going to the $497. Yes. And it will ask you for a coupon code. That's how you get the $397, which is only for this webinar. So FBA100 is your coupon code. So if you're going to follow the link, you need to enter the coupon code to save the $100.
Yes. So if you don't use that coupon code, yeah, $497 will be the cost, but use the coupon code FBA100 at checkout and you will save that for sure. Okay. So, got some questions to help us understand this even more. Joanne asks, is brand registry now required to create bundles on Amazon?
No, as a matter of fact, it's not. You do not have to have brand registry, although I do recommend it. I recommend creating a what I call bundle brand. So when I say brand, don't freak out like, oh my gosh, I have to, be Nike and create something really super expensive or cool. Your bundle brand also gives you some protection. I do recommend starting the brand registry process, but you do not have to have brand. There's what's called a brand approval. And so here's my Mommy Income brand. And I say create custom packaging. I put my bundle in here, and Amazon gives you that 5665 error code that says, we don't recognize Mommy Income as a brand. Please upload your images of your packaging and your pictures and everything else. At that point, they want to see the branding. And if you're going to say it's Mommy Income brand, then you need to show them the brand. It doesn't mean you have to register it. It just means that they need to see it, that it's legit, and approve it. And then you can list your bundles under a Gti Exemption, or you can buy GS1 certified codes to use for that as well, which now they sell individually for $30 each instead of thousands. So great news for that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Emily says, I'm not a luxury customer. What have you noticed about luxury customers? What do luxury customers like in bundles?
Okay, rule number one of bundling is actually first part of this framework, and it's about serving customers that you know. So in order to get inside your customer's head to see what they like, to see what you want to sell to them, you need to understand your customer, their problems, their needs. And so if you're not a luxury customer, don't sell luxury items. Sell items that everyday users just like yourself or people that you know and are familiar with like to buy. So don't get confused that you have to sell a bunch of brand name products. As a matter of fact, a lot of the products that I sell, you probably wouldn't even recognize any of the brands. They're just average everyday things that are probably kind of boring, or some home good type stuff where, you know, the vase that's sitting behind me over here, I don't know if you can see it, those don't have brands. They're just like, oh, this is cute, I'll buy it. So it doesn't have brands. It's just something that people want. So attributes are more important than brands.
George says, okay, so my question, I'm struggling with what's the best way to handle basic packaging. I just became brand registered today. I've got my 2 brands approved today, and I've got UPCs ready. I'm really struggling with how to handle packaging. And yes, I already have my first 2 bundle ideas in stock and being sold as single products through wholesale.
Okay, so if you've got brand registered and have your 2 brands approved, then did you show them custom packaging? Because usually they don't approve your brand unless you have custom packaging. So I need clarification before I can answer that. So with basic packaging, does that just mean your poly bags or boxes? We buy things from all over the place. Like, for example, if you're just doing regular poly bags or boxes, if you've got, I don't know, you're doing a pen set and you've got notepads and some pens and maybe some sticky notes. If you're not required to put like your custom branded packaging on that, which I recommend, but you don't have to, you can put this in a regular poly bag. The thing is that if you just do a bundle without custom packaging or a custom item within it, then you open yourself up to people who can jump on your listing. So I'm not sure, you might have to clarify your question a little bit better.
Yeah. Yasser says, what's the average wholesale bundle profit margin?
That's going to depend. Your profit margin is whatever you make it. So if you want to, what you will understand with bundling is your buyers will pay a premium. Why? Because you're saving them time and maybe not money, but you're saving them time, and time is a resource you can't purchase. So when people know that you're saving them time because you've put 3 highly complementary items that they're probably already going to buy anyway into one package, that saves them swipe time. That saves them add it to cart, buy it now. It saves packaging for the people who like to recycle and, you know, less environmental footprint. So you're saving them in other ways, and they're happy to pay you a premium for that. So it's up to you what your margins are. People will pay a little bit more for bundles generally because they know that you're saving them the efforts of going through and doing it themselves. So your profit margin is kind of up to you. What do you want it to be? How much do you want to charge? How can you get away with it? It's part of the research process, because also everything has a threshold. You know what I mean? It's like you're only going to pay a certain amount of money for a rug, right? Or like, let's even say something as typical as an HDMI cord. Like there's only so much you're going to pay before you're like, that's ridiculous. But the average person actually makes that in-between purchase. They see the low price, they're like, that's going to be cheap. They see the high price, they say that's ridiculous. Somewhere in the middle, they go, this is just right. And they buy that at that price. So pricing competitively means somewhere in the middle where most people spend their time.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. There's a certain line, and you can play around with that. Start at high, start lowering it, just kind of see what kind of sales you can get by playing with the price, for sure. So Naaman was saying, sounds a whole lot like private label. So can you kind of tell a little bit different how this is better than private label?
Absolutely. In the presentation, we talked about that, of how you can order from wholesale products right away. So it has the benefits of private label and some of the steps of private label, but it's faster, it's less expensive. You don't carry the liability of manufacturing something yourself. So I'm ordering products that already exist. I don't have to create a white label product. I don't have to create a private label product. White label simply means you're buying something that's semi-generic and you're putting your own brand label on it. That's white label. You could certainly do that and include it with bundles. But a private label is literally manufacturing something that's all your own, not just your typical garlic press or something like that, but you're actually tweaking it in a way that's all your own, manufacturing with your own brand, your own packaging, bringing it over generally from overseas. That's generally a lot of people do private label. Some of them are stateside, some of them are in their own countries. But the idea there is the reality is we all know that most things manufactured overseas or internationally are usually cost less. So people start there. The problem is the time and energy and minimum order quantities. At your wholesaler, you can go and say, what's the minimum order? And they could say $100 or one case of something. So a case of something could cost you $20. And so you can buy 12 units for $20 and maybe pay freight and maybe not. But if you order from overseas and you're ordering that, they're larger quantities and it takes a lot more time. You can sign up for a wholesaler, get their catalog, and order products by the end of the day. But you can't do that from an overseas company that's going to have to either ship or air freight. That's going to take at least 30 days if you did it right now. But let's be real, it takes a lot longer and it ties up your capital for a longer period of time. So that has the benefits of the private label style, but you also get, it's a lot less time, a lot less money.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant explanation, because I totally agree with everything you said. So I like your mug, by the way. It's a pretty good mug. I like it.
Cheers.
Got my mommy income mug here. So good stuff. Been seeing a few questions all about UPCs and GTIN exemptions. I've seen can you get a GTI exemption for a bundle with all products from the same brand? Do you need to get a new UPC when doing a bundle? And one question saying, please explain how to use the UPC code to create bundles properly.
Yes, so that could take that's literally part of the course.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to answer some of it here to give you guys a little aha, but the in-depth explanation of what is a bundle, what is not a bundle, can you bundle multiple brands together, do you have to bundle the same brands together, how do you get away with this whole branding thing? So I need to clarify something, that when I sell a bundle with the Mommy Income brand on it, I am not claiming that every product within the bundle is my brand. And that's very clear on Amazon when you create your listing. I'm saying that I am a manufacturer of gifts. I sell mostly gift bundles or home good bundles, and I'm putting products together in that bundle. And I am the manufacturer because I'm recreating a new product. So that's kind of like that private label side of that, is that I'm actually creating a new product with other products. So the confusion comes in is then, well, if you use other brand names, then you can't use your brand name. And then there's UPC issues and all this kind of stuff. Number one rule is you don't have to sell brand name products. So get that out of your head. You're not going to go and make like a KitchenAid bundle and think you're going to get away with it, because they're going to restrict you. They're not going to give you UPC codes. And if you try to list a KitchenAid item under Mommy Income, you're going to get an error for your listing. Okay, so let's be clear about some brands are not going to be included in your bundle. There's going to be restricted brands. You can't use anything restricted. It's not a way to circumvent the rules and get away with selling toys if you're gated, that kind of thing. But when it comes to UPC codes, you can get UPC codes for your bundles that have your branding on them. So you say, this is manufactured by Mommy Income. Here's my UPC code. And then the items inside may be manufactured by someone else, but you're selling it as a kit, a gift set, a package. And so your actual brand is on the outside. So GTI exemptions are, you can get a GTI exemption, so you don't have to use UPC codes and you don't have to buy individual ones, which buying them only from GS1 only. Please don't buy them from anywhere else. They will be rejected and you'll have all kinds of headaches. But if you're going to use a GTN exemption, you just need to show Amazon your product and your product packaging. Again, this is taught in the class, and you literally can get these within 7 days, or boxes, or, there's multiple ways. So when I say create your own brand, you're going to get your brand approved by using custom packaging. And then Amazon says, okay, now you can sell pretty much anything under the Mommy Income brand, because that is the brand that I showed to them that I am creating bundles GTN exemption. It's either or. So you can either get a GTI exemption, which is a lot easier, or you can use UPC codes. And even with the UPC code, they're going to say, we don't recognize this. Like, can you prove that you actually have a brand? And so when you name the brand, so you can use either or both. Some of my clients do both just to be safe. And you will need new UPC codes for each one, or GTI exemption is free, except for your custom packaging. And then you can continually list under GTI exemption without buying UPC codes.
Yeah, definitely. Remember, when you're making this bundle, you're not trying to bring people in with big name brand things. You're trying to solve a problem or, provide a solution for somebody that, is, and so that's why you're trying to find that really cool niche that, solves a problem or gives an opportunity for someone with a certain interest to find something awesome. And so, you're finding, in fact, wholesale bundles work better with name brands that you've never heard of. I say name brands, like, brand names that you've probably never heard of. And it's pretty cool. I saw Peter was asking, trying to get, it's like, I sell retail arbitrage and online arbitrage on my seller account. Do I need to get a new account for wholesale bundles? Like, no, you can do the same thing on the same account if you want to. That's not, necessary. Naaman was saying, is there a module in the course where you actually walk through how to create bundle listings on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a quick answer. A couple questions about PPC. I know before you were saying most of your wholesale bundles, you are not doing pay-per-click advertising. Some of them are, but most of them are not. What makes the difference in the ones that you've created that don't need advertising to help them sell?
So I'm going to clarify my PPC. I use PPC when I am trying to get rid of maybe inventory that's the season is over. I don't want to hold it over for next year. But I pride myself on good, proper research. And when you're going through the research framework and you're doing this step by step, there are ways where you abandon and you go through half of the framework and realize this is not an in-demand product or idea and no one wants this. And so you go back to step 1. But if you're getting all the way to step 12, then you have a good solid bundle that solves problems. You have great keywords and you're ready to invest in that bundle. You're already picking keywords, you're picking niches, you're picking product categories that you're going to sell based on supply and demand, which is taught in the course. So because of that, you're doing proper research. And if you're doing proper research, like y'all, you're not going to sell iPhone cases and iPhone accessories in a bundle because you and 5 million other people are doing that. And everybody wants the fast, quick dollar. But I will tell you that when you do the proper research up front and you launch a bundle and it starts selling right away with zero competition, you will thank yourself that you don't need PPC because you did the work up front. PPC is necessary for a lot of private labelers because they're trying to break through into this brand. And a lot of times people choose private label products that are pretty competitive because they want to sell it, right? They don't want it to sit there and be some sort of long tail item. My items are not long tail items, but I will tell you that my profit margins are so high that I don't have to sell thousands of units. I actually sell less than, well, my top sellers sell between 300 and 500 units a month, but they come and go, right? But the rest of them, we're talking less than 100 units a month of these SKUs. We don't have to do volume because we do profit margin. So margin is more important than volume. So remembering, you don't have to solve every problem from every person. You don't have to use big brands. You just have to pick a niche or a small market of people that are looking for specific products. Even pool kits, things that are just not sexy, but people that they just need things. And so that's kind of taught in how to mine your own knowledge bank to be able to pick niches to do that. So that is how, I mean, you can ask the clients, right? Go to the Mommy Income Facebook group at Amazon Files Facebook group and ask people because PPC is really not necessary. Now, if you really are struggling and have to move something, PPC is always great to be utilized.
Yeah, thanks for breaking that down. Emily says, how many items do you recommend starting with in a bundle? 3
to 5, I think, is key. I don't love to go over 5. I like to stay between 3 and 5 because if something gets discontinued or they change packaging and it's kind of a headache, or something's back ordered, you don't want to be waiting forever because you have too many items in your bundle. It just causes logistical problems. So 3 to 5 is really the sweet spot.
Another question, if I'm creating a bundle of Nike shoes, do I need ungating in Nike?
Yeah.
Yep.
You do.
Yep.
Good luck with that.
Right. Yep. Do or can brands restrict your ability to use their products in bundles?
Of course, they own the brand. They can do whatever they want. Most of the time, you talk with your wholesaler, be honest, be upfront. You don't want to work with anybody that doesn't want to work with you. So if you're honest about it and say, hey, that's part of the secret sauce too, right? Is talking with your vendors and telling them that you do things differently. And that's why they should work with you, because you can sell more products because of bundles. You create value other people don't create, right? Mm-hmm. So when you do that, just be upfront. We don't want to be like backdoor, like, oh my gosh, I don't hope they don't find me out. They will find you out. And then, you could have a problem. So just be upfront. And if they say no, then move on to someone who says yes.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I do love about wholesale bundles is that I don't know how many people watching this have done wholesale sourcing. They've reached out to wholesale brands, and when they get a yes, yes, we allow Amazon sellers to sell our brands on Amazon. A lot of times you get the product list and you're like, oh, there's nothing profitable. And that's where wholesale bundles come in, because you can take, item A over here and B over here and C over here and put them together in a wholesale bundle, put a price where it's profitable for you, and then boom, now you have a wholesale, brand that is profitable for you because you're bundling it. Individually, it might not work out, but as a bundle, you're creating an opportunity and just massive convenience for the customer, and those sales come in. It's pretty awesome. I've seen a lot of people like, I just purchased, I can't wait to get into the course. Brian said that, and a couple other people just saying, just purchase the course. So I'm excited for all of you. Y'all are going to love this course. The modules go really smoothly. And like I said before, they build on one another and get you having that momentum. Yeah. And I stand by what Kristin has put in this course. It is something that will really help your Amazon business get to the next level. So again, fulltimefba.com/wholesale bundles to get this. Be sure to use that coupon code FBA100, or you'll pay $497. So if you want to pay $397, use that coupon code to take $100 off, and you'll get all these bonuses, including my Boost Your Bundle Masterclass. I think earlier I said mastermind on accident, but Boost Your Bundles Masterclass. It will be live, so it'll be like a little mastermind where we can kind of talk and you can ask me questions, and we'll have some fun with that. Louise says, if you are not very creative, how do you get ideas for bundles?
The best way to get ideas for bundles is I can give you a simple tip. It's look at the last 10 or 20 items you purchased on Amazon and start looking at other products that go along with it. Like peanut butter goes with jelly, shampoo goes with conditioner. If you bought a car part for your Ford F-150, then you can buy other things for your Ford F-150 and what makes sense together. Bundles are as natural as looking around you and looking at products in specific rooms. What do people use together? What is natural? What's in your purse? What's in your wallet? What's in your cupboard? Things like this that are naturally purchased together. You never purchase this without that, or highly complementary items. So when you're looking at that, you can look at the frequently bought together section on Amazon on a product listing. However, use caution, because sometimes you'll see a box of cereal purchased with a 12-pack of toilet paper purchased with an HDMI cord. Now that's frequently bought together, but that's not common. So we have to use a little bit of our common sense there and start looking for ideas there.
Yeah. Rexanne says, thank you so much for this free class. I bought the course. I'm going to be focusing on it this weekend. Thank you, Stephen and Kristin. So thank you for your kind words. Rob says, does your system have a method to validate the search volume of bundle ideas?
Yes. That's actually step 7. Idea validation. So thanks for that amazing question. Yes, it is in the system, because of course we have to vet whether these, you can have the greatest idea in the world that's your idea, but if you don't validate it and make sure it's everyone else's good idea as well, right, then you don't have that supply demand. So yes, validation is very important. I recommend using some sort of software, which we talk about in the course. It's not mandatory or necessary. It's also not expensive, but it is really, really helpful to have something like Merchant Words or Helium 10 or some sort of keyword research tool like AMZ Scout or something like that to be able to do really keyword research. I mean, a carpenter's not going to build a house without a hammer, and you're not going to build a profitable bundle without at least one tool to do keyword research.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin said the greatest investment in one's self is the tools of the trade. And so yeah, it's always good to invest in the tools that help you accomplish things and help you save a lot more time and avoid those mistakes, for sure. Karen says, I've never ordered from a wholesaler. What do I have to do to get approved to use a wholesaler?
In the beginning of the course, it teaches you how to set up a business legitimately and how to file for a reseller's license or a business or it's a reseller's license, sales and use tax, depending on what state you're in, it's going to change. But there's a whole module in the class about how to set yourself up for success there. So if you're new to that, no worries, we'll walk you through it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. I'm probably butchering the name. Mikhail. I also can't read my screen very well. I always hear start with 10 or so products before you go all in on a product. So what is your rule for bundles for how many to test the market basically to see if it's a good selling item before you go deep?
Perfect. Yeah, great question. I like to try, well, for my wholesalers, they all have case packs. And generally speaking, what I order comes in case packs of about 12. I would say don't start with less than 6 because Amazon really does like to have a little bit more inventory when you send in a new product. So they give you a little bit more favor, I suppose. And also don't ever take Amazon's suggestions of you should send 412 more of these in. They are always wrong every time. I had 0 sales on a bundle last week and they're like, please send us 250 of these. I'm like, it hasn't been there but 12 hours and it doesn't have any sales. Like, what are you talking about? So don't follow Amazon's rules. Instead, I like to say 6, if not at least 6. I would say 6 to 12, because also Amazon's probably going to split them up from a couple of different places maybe. And, you know, you just want to make sure things are arriving there. I would do 6 to 12 bundles or a case pack if someone orders a case pack of like 20 or 15 or whatever it is from your wholesaler, and give it a shot then, and then reevaluate and see if it's, you know, working or not. Sometimes we sell 12 of a bundle and realize it wasn't what we expected or hoped, and we say, okay, that was a good try, or we revamp it, or, you know, we do some tweaks. I'm really kind of stubborn, so I like to do tweaks and figure out how to make it work. So really just spending some time with it. But yeah, 6 to 12 I think is a really good starting place.
Yeah, that's good. A few questions about brand registry. Someone asking, do you need a brand new Amazon seller account to start the brand registry process? And then someone else asked, what's the basic timeline expectations for getting brand registered?
So Amazon has made some different tweaks to it, the brand registry process. Number one, you do not have to have a new account. You also don't have to have separate accounts for separate brands. You can register multiple brands with the same seller account. In the process of doing this, that's why I know it's possible. You know, I try everything before I open my mouth and tell you it's possible. Plus, Amazon changes policies like every day. So, you know, your results may vary next week if you're watching a replay. But seriously, you can do multiple brands with multiple accounts. Not multiple accounts, same account, multiple brands. With brand registry, it used to be where they would only accept your registration, your actual registered code. So if you you file a trademark, you need a trademark to get brand registry. Okay. US trademarks takes 9 to 12 months. And with COVID, it's been taking longer. And so if they don't approve your trademark, you have to wait 12 months. And then you have to do it again or go through this long process. I've had brand approved and I've had brands denied. So I know how the process works from every angle. I would do with brand registry now, if you file and you can prove you have a serial number, they're letting you sneak under the radar until your item is for the 9 to 12 months that it takes to get your trademark. Now, if your trademark is denied, they will be notified and then you will lose your brand registry privileges. But if it goes through, they're giving you the benefits ahead of time. Again, this is a beta program that they're doing, so there's no problem with the process, that you need to do it sooner than later, but it doesn't mean that you won't still get the benefits if you just start with the custom packaging, start with getting a Gti exemption for your bundle brand. Plus, the trademark office loves to see your brand in use. So it's actually better to use your brand first before you register it with the trademark, US trademark. And also other countries are being acknowledged as well. If you're a Canadian or if you're in the UK, you can get your trademark internationally, and that's accepted as well. So if you're selling in the UK, you get a UK trademark, whatever the process is there, same type of thing. Your results may vary on timing and everything else. So I highly recommend it, but they are giving you a little bit more privilege if you do it ahead of time.
Yeah. Man, that's a really good explanation. Thank you for breaking that down for us, because it's definitely something that, is an unknown for many, but your experience is shining through. Sarah says, what basic Amazon knowledge would someone need as a prerequisite before being ready for this course?
I would say your prerequisite would be sending in your first box. If you don't have an open Amazon account, or you have an open Amazon account, but you've never actually shipped a shipment into Amazon, I feel like you need to do that first to just get the hang of the process, get hang of like, what is it that you're doing, get used to all that. But once you've really sent in your first box and you know the process of how that all works and how they check stuff in, and just kind of seeing around Seller Central, I highly recommend doing wholesale bundles even right away. Why learn something that's not going to keep you long-term sustainable? I mean, it's possible doing a little retail arbitrage to kind of get your feet wet, to just kind of see how the process works, but then jumping right into wholesale. You can be a newbie, you can be a beginner at wholesale. We're all a beginner when we start wholesale. I didn't know what I was doing when I was doing wholesale. I had to start somewhere. So give yourself permission to be a beginner and just learn along with the process.
Yeah, that's good. Couple questions asking about the timeline expectations from, coming up with a bundle idea to finding a source for it, to ordering the products, to bundling it together, and sending it to Amazon. I know it's all different depending on, how much hustle a person has or how much time someone has available. But what would you say, after you get the hang of things, what's your average turnaround time?
Well, I kind of want to correct the process there
Oh,
and
well,
say,
yeah.
right, I know, but part of me is just like, okay, but if you actually start with vendors before you start with bundle ideas or products,
Yeah.
it's faster because you already have access. If you're starting with a great idea and then you have to scramble to find your items, that's going to take longer because you're like, oh, I got this great bundle idea, but now how do I find a manufacturer for these items? That's kind of backwards. I do it all the time. So I have a lot of experience, so I'm just saying that out loud. But the idea here is I've done that before, but the process is more, that's the cart before the horse. It takes less time if you start with a catalog and work with something that you can order right now today, rather than coming up with this brilliant idea, vetting the idea, and then trying to hunt down manufacturers is really more difficult. But realistically, if you get this all done, I would say you could have a bundle by the end of the day. In our workshops, we forced you guys to make, and I say you guys because I'm speaking because he's been there. We gave you a catalog page and said, make a bundle with the framework. And by the end of 3 hours, you and 3 other people or 4 other people presented a profitable bundle to the class. Yep. So that was kind of a, we're just fast tracking it, speed timing, whatever. But the reality there is that that's possible. I do it all the time. Yes, I have experience, but I feel like the inexperienced person, it takes you a while to learn the framework, to learn the steps you need to take, practicing that a little bit. And you could probably have a bundle within 2 or 3 days, especially if you're very creative and have a million ideas. Even if you have 0, I can hand you a catalog and the framework, and you should be able to come up with a profitable bundle.
Yeah, going through the confident wholesale bundling workshop that you put on in Dallas, it was amazing. And so it was really cool is like when everyone got up and gave their presentations of the bundle that they created, like, half of them, I'm like, oh, I'd buy that. I would totally buy that. And so it was just like, it was pretty cool.
I remember in one of your classes, in the class that you were in, someone came up with like this like dog bundle thing that was super cute, and everybody in the room that had a dog was like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. And that was put together with the framework within what our afternoon sessions in the workshop are like 3 hours. So I mean, it won't take you 3 hours maybe your first time around. That was with guided help, but the reality is within a day or 2 after you practice the framework, you can learn the research process and really start nailing down some good bundle ideas.
Yeah. And then when you order from your wholesaler, you might get it in a week or 2, and then it goes to Amazon from your your prep center, or if you're prepping it yourself, another week or two. And then, after, 3 or 4 weeks, it's live on Amazon, and you're seeing those sales come in. It's pretty awesome. Peter was asking, have you ever bundled food, and do you have any pros or cons with bundling food items?
Yes, yes, and yes. I started besides the toy bundles, my second, or it's kind of simultaneous. My first bundle was that toy bundle I showed you with the Shopkins and things, and then the next one was granola bars from Costco. There was like this big box that we didn't really care for, like a couple of the flavors. So we're like, okay, let's put these together in a bundle and see what happens. The pros and cons to grocery or food bundles is expiration dates. And also the changing of manufacturer stuff, the liability issue with making sure that if you're doing a bundle like the Hangry kit we showed earlier, it's kind of a liability nightmare if you don't list all the ingredients, or you have a link or something that can list that when Amazon doesn't like links and all these things. So it's hard to comply to all of the rules. However, longer shelf life items, things like hot sauce, things like that are more jarred and have longer shelf lives, a year or more, those are great options. Grocery bundles are kind of low hanging fruit. It's a great place to get started because a lot of things make sense together. I sold hot sauce bundles forever, and they were amazing. And I still have like hot sauce in my fridge from those bundles. I don't bundle it anymore, but the idea there is it's consumable, it's replenishable. That's what we love, but it also has some risk involved with, and Amazon doesn't practice first in, first out like a grocery store. So if you send them 100 units and you sell 70 and you want to replenish it, those 30 that are in the back corner over there collecting dust that are expired could very well get to your customer last before they expire. So really, really pay attention to those expiration dates if you're going to do grocery bundles, and have fun.
Yep.
Just remember that.
Yep. Do you need professional photography for the bundle listing?
Usually not. Most of my bundles I purchase from wholesale distributors that have high resolution catalogs. And when I just ask them for the images, then we use either a program like Photoshop or Canva is my favorite. And then we make a collage photo of the high res photos that they already give us. So no reason to reinvent the wheel. They spend thousands of dollars on professional photography for their catalogs. Ask them for their digital images. You can use those to sell your bundles on Amazon, and you can, there's part of a photography process. If you need to take your own pictures, there's a module in the course talking about the best way to execute that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Someone else asking about the course. Are you going to teach us how to find wholesale vendors in the course?
Of course.
Yes, of course. Someone keeps putting a comment in the section trying to get a bigger coupon code, but I'm like, wow, this is like a steal at the price right here, $3.97 for the wholesale bundle system. Of course,
Wow.
talking you through how to get your brand packaging, your brand store for your store, a masterclass with me, and it's awesome. This is a good steal. Someone says, how's a bundle different from a multi-pack?
A multi-pack is just 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 112 of the same exact item. Bundles are usually different items. And so different rules apply to multi-packs and bundles, but bundles are usually of different, they're not the same item. You could use 3 items of a variety. You can actually still use multi-packs as part of, they're just called something different. So it's like semantics here, and they do have a little bit of different rules according to Amazon. So you'll have to read some policies there, but a bundle is generally things that are different versus multi-packs being the same item.
Yeah. Have you ever had, Jay asks this question, have you ever had brands do IP claims for you using their products in a bundled manner?
No, because I ask permission most of the time, or I'm upfront with them so that they don't have issues. I've been cut off by one of my own vendors for a copyright violation for a photo that they gave me permission to use, and that was a little bit of a snafu. There was some new personnel at the company. They were like the Amazon police for the brand, and so they were just going in and chopping off heads and not really checking their accounts. And I'm like, hi, remember me? I've been with you since 2017 and spent, thousands of dollars in inventory. And they're like, oh yeah, we're sorry. So occasionally that has happened, but it was just really a mistake.
Yeah. Do you recommend doing bundles FBA or fulfilled by merchant?
I'm 100% FBA.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like during COVID, we had to self-fulfill for a while, and that's when I hated my life. Not just for that, but because we were in quarantine. I'm like, why do I have to ship 200 orders today by myself? This is a
Hmm.
nightmare. I don't enjoy that. I don't. That doesn't fit into my lifestyle. Occasionally, I will do a merchant fulfill item out of like necessity, but it's not my choice. I love to be able to send everything. You get more customers, more value, more money, more faster turnaround with FBA.
Yep. Another question. Andy asks, do you talk about prep centers in the course or make suggestions?
Absolutely.
Yep. Do you only sell your bundles in the US or do you also sell them globally?
I have some global options. They're not my favorite, and some of the products that I particularly sell don't make financial sense to sell in other marketplaces. But if they did, I would. It just doesn't make sense at the moment. So we checked into all that, and it's just a lot of hoopla that we don't necessarily want to. Well, we don't want to take that on right now. It's a possibility in the future if we find that there are more profits, but right now it doesn't seem to be balancing out.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah says, when you're making a bundle, why would you want to bundle more than one brand?
Because more than one brand offers solutions for your customer that they want.
Yep. And then Letty says, if I'm restricted to sell a certain toy, would I be able to bundle that together with something else?
No, you can't circumvent the rules by using bundles. Please don't do that. I don't want your account to be suspended. So don't try to circumvent rules. This is not black hat. This is not like I can get away with something because Amazon won't approve me for this brand or this category. Listed in the category of the item that's the highest price. That's the rule. And so if you're restricted in toys and the highest priced item in your bundle is a toy, and yet you listed in home and kitchen, you're breaking the rules. Like, follow the rules, because Amazon can be a long-term sustainable money-making profit machine if you do it right and you do it correctly, and it's their sandbox. They can kick you out anytime they want, pretty much for any reason. So if you just keep your nose clean and you do the things the right way, you don't have to worry about big bad Amazon hunting you down. Follow the rules, do things above board, and there's plenty of profit for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I've really appreciated you hanging out with us tonight. And I just want to remind everybody, fulltimefba.com/wholesale bundles for this amazing wholesale bundle system. You not only get the system delivered to you immediately after purchasing, you get the system, all the modules to learn what you need to know. You get the bonus course about creating custom packaging for your brand. You get the bonus of creating a brand for your Amazon store. And I'm throwing in a bonus, a Boost Your Bundle Masterclass, a live masterclass where we're going to talk about how you can boost your bundles and get more clicks, get more sales, get more eyeballs on your bundles to get some more sales. It's going to be awesome. And if you use the coupon code FBA100, you can save $100 off of this. So it's a $788 value that you can get for $397. It's a limited time coupon code. It's not going to last forever, so be sure to take advantage of that. I'm really excited about this course. I can't wait to start hearing all the success stories that are going to start coming in from everyone who's taken the course, sending in their bundles. Reach out to me, reach out to Kristin, and let us know how this is working for you. And it is an amazing opportunity. Before we call it a night, Kristin, is there anything else you want to say before we say goodnight to everybody?
Just that there's support available in the course for questions, for specific questions that you have. We will not leave you alone. We will not leave you unsupported. We know that this is a big giant process to understand, and that some things are confusing, and rightfully so, because Amazon makes everything clear as mud, right? So the other question I wanted to address in the chat is, why do you say y'all? You're from Michigan. Look, I identify as Southern. I literally was born in the North with a Southern soul. So I say that because like it's literally just part of me. I'm not trying to imitate some. I'm just like literally I want to live in the South so bad. Like my heart was born in Texas, I swear. And so like I just like I have some family there, and just like I'm supposed to live here. So it's like, why is she saying y'all? She's from Michigan. It just feels so normal to me because awesome. I'm going to live there one day. So anyway, that was just funny because somebody said that. No, I wish you guys all the best. I hope you got some golden nuggets from this, and whether or not you make that purchase, I wish you all of the best and success in your business. Here's to long-term sustainability, and I hope you're the next success story that we see on this presentation.
Absolutely. Fulltimefba.com/wholesale bundles. This opportunity is going to be just for a very short time. So take advantage of this. And again, thank you for joining us tonight.
Have a good night, everyone.